according to God, the white man is the devil.
See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white ass, need to stop it, ass shit. Give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that. Let bygone be. Boy, ass shit, stop it, ass shit. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I say you won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up on parole. Because of the COVID, it feel like the hoes in this world that don't go together. Know it's gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the props. You know, like we all come together. You know, they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world, and no, boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the props. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, y'all, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass shit. Oh, I'm with step, I'm solid for show. For the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go. Let's go. I ain't taking no losses, ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just play with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't keep it slave. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high, got your baby pants through the fire. Ain't she the prophets, that baby so belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will failure, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop it, ass see the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass see the prophets. Give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
See, y'all think it's just about us in here, but this is about an oppressive, fucked up system designed to keep niggas down and shit. Y'all wouldn't know nothing about that. What about you, little nigga? You know about that?
Yes.
Oh, you know about that? Tell me what you know about that. Tell me what you think about that.
I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you gon' find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. Belly of the beast, we been living in hell. They like, damn Kai, how could you tell? Put us in the project, set us up to fail. Round here, bullets be flying like hell. Too many of my niggas either dead or in jail. Make a nigga work when you locked in a cell. Can't find work when you out on bail, but your homie got the work, so we passed you a scale. Got them birds like the Bible got quail. Niggas selling out cause they mama got bills. Turning to queens like Oprah and Gail. How you sell your soul just to get a little kale? They put you in a dress when you get a record deal. Wanna see a nigga getting high on pills? You can dance on a pole, you can sell that tail, but they never tell a nigga that he can go to Yale. We all created equal, that's white males. All lives matter, not black males. Another mother crying, another coffin got a nail. How many brothers out here got killed? How many of our sisters out here gotta heal? How many more caps gotta get peeled? We beef with each other so quick to pull the steel. George Zimmerman still alive and well. I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you can find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. I turn up when it's real in the field. Feel. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Feel. Light-skinned nigga, you gon' find me in the field. Feel. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill, chill, yo, chill.
Prison industrial complex is a system situated at the intersection of government and private interests. It uses prisons as a solution to social, political, and economic problems. It includes human rights violations, the death penalty, slave labor, policing, courts, the media, political prisoners, and the elimination of dissent.
They just want us to die in silence. They just want us to die in silence. I might start me a fucking riot. Slave rebellion, no compliance. They just want us to die in silence. They murder minds like they got a license. I pray for the coronavirus to kill all of these violent tyrants. They prey on us like they poaching lions. World War III's on the horizon. Black and Hispanics form alliance. From the west coast to the islands, this pressure is making diamonds. They've awakened sleeping giants. I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you can find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that kneel on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. I turn up when it's real in the field. Feel. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. But feel.
Nigga, did you just say what I was trying to say, but smarter? I like this little nigga.
One West, 12 tribes, UPK. Yeah. I'm a One West rapper, no half stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters. I'll ride for those letters. The squad is forever. Ever since a nigga was young, I knew what I wanted. Knew that we could either be hunters or with the hunted. Meaning only choice was the predators or the prey. Shortest man wherever I was, but I didn't play. Then I started spitting, step fire at every stage. Rap gave a little bit of buzz, but it didn't stay. Then I started hustling, getting at some bread. I always went broke, making sure that my niggas fed. But then I looked for loyalty, niggas, they wasn't there. The same that I shed blood for, and it wasn't fair. Well, fuck it though, turn they back on a real nigga. It's when I found UPK and I'm still with them. Drill with them, cause I've been in the field with them. Fringed up garments, rocking the shield with them. I never turn traitor, I never let my colors fly. Never get my brother's book. I ain't like that other guy, nothing like them funny groups. They just better get in line. If you in the middle, you confused, you should pick a side. Me, I must stay loyal to the king till the day I die. I am One West, here beating in my chest. Fuck all the rest, we stayed, y'all left. Suckers ran scared, had to clean up y'all mess. That's why we took over, I can see that y'all stressed. We ain't got time to worry about no hater. My life is like a movie, should come with a narrator. They gather data, they wanna see us assimilated. Marching through the streets, know we coming, you hear our cadence. All you smell is Henny and frankincense is the fragrance. Cause I'm a One West rapper, no half stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters, I'll ride for those letters. The squad is forever. I'm a One West rapper, no half stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters, I'll ride for those letters. My squad is forever. It's forever. Squad is forever. When a nigga in this mode like I get so hyped, shining blinding like a strobe light. I'm my only comp, so I battle me back and forth night. Like a bullfight, I see red charge and destroy Mike. Gave me foresight, so I know that winning the war might have them all tight. Fuck they feelings, cause they the soft type. I was always taught never turn your back on your brothers. Take on any enemy, know the strength in these numbers. UPK official, and ain't no coward among us. So make me go and bang with them sticks like I'm a drummer. How y'all gonna run with the style that we invented? You always talk the war was wild, but you never in it. All that coulda, shoulda, woulda. I see how you try to spin it. The way my soldiers move out, you think that we got evicted. There's One West in the building, we owning it while you renting. Lyrical exercise in the booth is my Planet Fitness. Words move you like calisthenics. Bars heavy, so when I bench it, I'm building up a hardcore. I flex when I'm finished. And right after a light workout, it's back to business. Group sick of UPK, cause we the illest. I got one question, will they ever stop hating? Waiting on this war so long, I'm salivating. Niggas turn bitch so strong, I call them Caitlyn. I get the green light, let's go, no hesitation. Y'all just been holding our spot like reservations. Now we back to work while you suckers still on vacation. Mixtape singles and even collaborations. They smiling in the face, but I know I see aggravation. You ain't got to hide it though, you fucking mighty cone. UPK bringing that heat, you know the fire's on. It's One West. Cause I'm a one West rapper, no half stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters. I'll ride for those letters. The squad is forever. One West rapper, no half stepper. Cross that path at the camp, you know better. UPK, I'll die for those letters. I'll ride for those letters. The squad is forever. It's forever. The squad is forever.
Yeah. Go ahead. Come on, West. Go ahead. Go ahead. Rockin' this shit. Yeah. Go ahead. Look, I keep it loyal to the T. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother way. Go ahead. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. Go ahead. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Go ahead. This shit is too easy. I'm on go, but they don't believe me. You know I'm winning with the team. Screaming Vinny, 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 VG. Hear them devils screaming out bloody murder. I'm about to close the curtain. I'm on my grind, bitch, and work. Sorry, all them lies, it ain't working. Them niggas weak, they be churching. I'm a West nigga, that's for certain. If he cross the line, I'ma back up and I'ma hit his ass with this virus. And I come through 300 strong, 144 Leonidas. All my niggas we eat. I'm in this bitch with the itis. Say all y'all do the street. Day all do the street. If a nigga made the wrong move, he make his ass out the league. He ain't one of us hit the league. He ain't one of us here preach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Go ahead. I keep it loyal to the T. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat.
You see this look that's on my face, bitch? I'm for real with it. I hit the streets, put on my cleats, was in the field with it. You soft as cotton, just an actor, Uncle Phil with it. And then my target's on the move, but I can still hit it. Hey, I speak true cause it's necessary. Gullah Jack revolutionary. Cold on them like January. Commander General is a visionary. Soul food, no sweets. Your preacher man, he's sweet. Matter of fact, he weak. It's wartime for peace. Think you hard, nigga, you ain't. Fuck with us, nigga, you can't. You smart cars, we pace. We form up in ranks. We body bag this rap shit. All black, no bright shit. Real life, no cap, bitch. Fall on them, that's cap shit.
I keep it loyal to the T. UBK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Go ahead.
One West is to raise, son. That's where I came from. That is my A1s. I'm talking day one. Rest of these niggas out here is just fake, son. Look, you can hate, son. You cannot take, son. I've been in every hood out of my state, son. Out in these streets, I'm steady blazing. Looking to cut a nigga like I'm Jason. I am the one. This is the Matrix. Going so hard that they think I'm an agent. Going so hard that they said I'm a Mason. These are the facts, though. I'm just amazing. There is no other way that I could state them. Iron my spotted, they'll never be vacant. These niggas lazy. They got complacent. They wanna level these fucking Caucasians. How the fuck we gonna rebuild our nation? You niggas feminine, go get some makeup. Sorry, but my love is only for Jacob. We had some hard days, we learned some hard ways. ways. Just know that I pray that we get it out the dust. Only thing that I trust, knowing that my niggas gon' bust. That's thumbing up the rush, thinking that you won't get touched. Fuck when my brother get crushed, been through too much. Always come through in the clutch. Nigga just do what it does, fuck you thought shit was. 'Cause nigga it wasn't. Know that I do this for dozen. Always kept it 100. Niggas know I never stunning. And I keep shit running, even on the days when the pain keep coming, or a nigga fucked up and he feel like numbing. Show goes on, I just keep on drumming my faith, even on the days I wanna break. Saying how much could I take, still kept my faith. Even when these niggas act fake, even when it came like a snake, still kept my faith. Some days I ain't even wanna wake, some days that my heart had aches, still kept my faith. Even on the days I wanna break, some days that my heart had aches, still kept my faith.
Dark days with no night vision, that's why my heart is a cave and there's ice in it. Don't even trust niggas no more, Lord is my witness. Me and these niggas ain't the same, it's a slight difference. Thought a nigga had my back, now it's a knife in it. But now I'm back at the back like it's the ninth inning. Still got the backpack packed in the back of the camp van, taking any given chance to blaze on the white man. Son of Benjamin, born on the right hand, never losing grip, I understand who I am. Met a man to show me the right path, now I'm rooted in the truth, to rule is my plan. And I can never lose sight like an exam. Sharp as iron, I was forged by fire, man. In the circle of life, how could I tire, man? I was undesired, had no.
Clap it up. Shalom. We have the ISBK coming out of 1 West on 25th Street, Harlem, New York, and the Commander Johnny Ahana. And today's topic is leave. We got to leave off of pettiness. Our nation has to leave off of pettiness, being petty towards one another. You know, holding old grudges over something that ain't even about that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even like that. Something that we, a lot of times we got to learn how to see the bigger picture. You know, we have to learn to see the bigger picture. And you know what? Also, too, race loyalty. If you think about race loyalty, that will also help along with actually seeing the bigger picture and with forgiveness too. Because Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we will hold a little grudge that ain't even like that over somebody, and y'all feud. You know what I'm saying? Over that. Over something small. Over something that could easily be wiped away. Or, well, what else will we do? Can anybody tell you? Can anybody tell me what else we'll do? We will go to court with who? Anybody?
Go to court with each other.
I mean, like, who will we go before? Or kind of meaning it that way. So, like,
our oppressor.
Right.
Right.
Go ahead.
I was supposed to say the same thing.
Yeah. We would go to court with them as if they're, you know, and when we do that, we make them lords over us. Right. Yeah, they rule this kingdom and all of that. But they shouldn't be lords like that over us, like they got the answers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like as if their laws are supreme to ours.
Right.
Just because they call it judicial law and all of that stuff don't mean they're the tribe of Judah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it doesn't mean that. Because that they sit there and done took from us and done twisted and perverted it. That's why you have a judicial system. Judicial system is based on what? Anybody's supposed to be anyway, but it's not. Judicial system.
As far as what is it based on?
Right, what it's supposed to be based on, not what it is, what it's supposed to be based on. Think about it. The first letters are Jude.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's supposed to be based on Judah laws. You remember the scripture that says Judah is my lawgiver?
That's right.
It's supposed to be based on that. That's why they call it the judicial system.
Right.
But what they done did, they done sit there and took the name and then made that the billboard.
Right.
While they operate inside actually the laws of Sodom, Egypt. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, when you go to Revelations, it talked about, the dead bodies lying. I'm paraphrasing. Dead bodies lying in Sodom and Egypt.
Right.
Remember that?
Right. Revelations.
Right. In the streets of Sodom and Egypt, because we have to think about the laws and everything too. So the judgments and the laws of America are identical to the laws of Egypt and Sodom, both mingled together.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And if I could sidebar right quick, you have a lot like East Indians and stuff like that converted to Christianity. But the question to ask them is, because I battled with a few of those, the question to ask them is, did they denounce the gods of their ancestors?
Mm-hmm.
They don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
What they actually do is take the gods of their ancestors and the gods of Christianity and marry them together. That's what they do. So how the hell are they going to be, followers of Christ when they do that? Because that's what they try to make themselves out to be.
Right.
As if they can teach us something when they can't teach us a damn thing.
Right.
Because they have not denounced the gods of their, forefathers. Because if they did, they wouldn't be trying to teach us. They would actually only be trying to teach them. And
Right.
that would be a more righteous thing for them to do, right?
That's right.
To go over to India and stand out there in the streets holding Dolly camp, Krishna camp, what I'm saying, and go and teach their people. That would be the righteous thing for them to do. Instead, what they doing? They just upholding a lie. You know what I'm saying, for the benefits and stuff like that. That's one of the reasons why a lot of these East Indian, businesses, they're Christian. You know what I'm saying? To uphold lies. To be honest with you, all of the heathens that come here and set up businesses, they're all Christians.
Right.
All of them. You know what I'm saying? The Christians and Muslims are Christians too.
Right. That's very true.
You know what I'm saying? I had a battle with a Muslim, and you know what and here's the thing: when it all cooked down, he's pretty much saying, "Well, black people enslaved black people." Ain't that what Christians say?
Right.
Black people enslaved black people,
right.
Stuff like that. Because I made a mention on how the Arabs enslaved blacks. He said, "Well, black people enslaved black people." Oh, so that gives another race the right to do the same thing. I tried to get the dude to, actually analyze the things that he was saying and the things that he's taught.
Right.
But did he grab a hold of it? No. Instead, I got blocked from the group. You know what I'm saying? That that famous group is on Facebook is Islam. I don't even know what the hell the name of it is. It's an Islam thing.
Yeah, you talking about Islam versus something?
Yeah, the Islam, all of that type of stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But instead of him sitting there analyzing and actually coming with a good comeback, they blocked me.
So, like, if I may, you always getting blocked. But hey, I mean, you are getting blocked for the right reasons, though. You feel me? But no, it's funny though. I remember that whole. All last year, you was in Facebook jail.
I know.
Your ass had a double sentence, a triple sentence.
You're right. That's what I was saying.
It seems like you two are right now, though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm good for right now.
I'm on Facebook, screaming, free my niggas rock.
Yeah, they're like, this nigga is not gonna conform.
No, for real, yeah.
You know what I'm
like,
saying?
yo, share the content. Like, oh, yeah, I'm live. I'm like, damn, you always in Facebook jail.
That's why I have like 4 operational pages right now.
I got 2 Facebook pages.
You got 2?
Yeah. I'm usually on one that I'm on, Maccabi Hawada.
Right.
Otherwise, the One West one, I go on there every now and then. Actually, the One West is my first one.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm just always on the second account. So the Maccabi Hawada is my second one. That's really like my main one. The other one, I just go on every once in a while, just check up, see what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times that's the way to play it safe.
Yeah.
So they can't say you said this and you said that, You know what I'm saying? So we hit you, and they hit you for stuff that you did in 2018 and 19. Did you say?
Yeah, kind of. Actually, they try to take my very first one, the One West one. They try to take that one. So I'm glad they didn't, because I got a lot of Passover stuff on there, and just a lot of true stuff on there that I still haven't, put in my phone. Like, I got a lot of stuff on there, but I remember when I was just first coming in, I was saying all types of stuff. Coming into the school, just not seasoned yet. You know what I mean? Like, talking about, I'm the devil, this and that, So yeah, they put me in Facebook jail, but then they tried to take my page. I fought, and they didn't take it, so it's good right now. I just checked it like 2 days ago. So.
What did you repeal the decision?
Oh, that shit, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do a lot of times
too. It was like, oh, this account doesn't exist. We need an email and password. I got that, because I use the same thing for everything. Like, don't play with me. That's my account.
See, that's what I should have did.
Yeah,
a lot of times. Yeah.
I mean, I probably got like 4 emails, so I can. But then I have like 4 or 5 different passwords I remember, because I use it for so much different things. So I'm like, look, I got this. I'm like, y'all's not gonna take my page, man.
You're right.
I mean, really, I don't care just about the UPK stuff that I have on there.
Right.
That I need to take off.
Right.
Then y'all can take the page. That's fine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what does this say? This says the pink oppressor is what?
The devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's what it says.
That's right. Yeah, you get that.
He's the devil yesterday, today, and forever.
Right.
Clear up until the Most High and Christ puts a total end to him. You know what I'm saying? At that time, the ones that's left is still going to be the devil, and we're going to treat them according to that. Because all they need is a little chance to try to rise up. That's all they need. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons why World War III is kicking off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ever notice also too, these ration, you getting all of this advertisement on what is it, like Hulu? Huh?
On Hulu about the
meals
and stuff.
Yeah.
As far as what,
These boxes of food. You got imperfect foods. You got boxes or something like that. .com.
Hello Fresh.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Yeah.
Right. What it is they're preparing America's mind for rations like they had back during the time of Nazi Germany. And it's awfully funny because America's fighting hard to save some Nazis. Ain't that something?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ukraine is one of the biggest Nazi countries it is on the earth right now. They more Nazis than Germany is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They outshine the master. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, Ukraine is like the head of Ukraine is where the white supremacists and all the neo-Nazis, when they really want to get their intense training, before Russia attacked them, that's where everybody went to get the real intense training. They went to Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that something? And the same big tough dudes, these hardcore Nazis, is the same ones trying to break their neck and get on that goddamn train to go somewhere else.
Right.
How tough art thou for real? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's start this off with a good scripture. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 1.
Okay. I got you. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 1. Dare any of you, having a matter against another.
Having a matter against another, he said, dare any of you, this is the Apostle Paul speaking here. Dare any of you, and he had the authority to say this. Dare any of you, go ahead.
Having a matter against another. Go to law before the unjust, and not before the saints.
And not before the saints. You're supposed to go before your people to solve a matter. Right. And, you know, we was petty. You know, we had pettiness back then. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't on the level that it is now. But it's still on a high level even back then in Corinth. Now, think about this for a second also, too. Corinth was also a trade port. You know what I'm saying?
Say it one time.
Corinth, the city of Corinth.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And we had a piece of that.
That was Corinth.
Corinth is almost like tomato.
Okay.
Neither one are wrong. Yeah, it's pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Depending on your accent, where you're from, you know, all of that. Yeah, but it was a trade port. So with this, you had in a trade port, you know, and we had a piece of that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's almost like it's the legal version of here in America when you had the mob controlling the docks. You know what I'm saying? So they had control, you know, and they made money off import and exporting. It was a trade place. So at this time, you had a lot of rich blacks. You know what I'm saying? You know, in this city of Corinth, you had a lot of rich blacks. You know, because we caught our piece of the trade port too. This is actual history. You know what I'm saying? We caught our cut. So now you have situations like I just ordered such and such a amount of goods from this dude right here, and he didn't send me my money or something like that, something to that effect, or there was defects in the stuff that I had ordered. And what do? We're supposed to go before our own people, because you know when we go before to judgment before another nation, we give that nation power. You know what I'm saying? They get power. They become the rulers of us if we go to them for judgment. You know what I'm saying? Just like during the time of Samson, Samson judged Israel. For one thing, they saw how powerful Samson was. So they like, well, damn, we need to go to him, which was a right thing to do. He's an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? But we see the white man as being, you know, so powerful here. So we like, well, hell, we need to go to him. You know. But what we're supposed to do, we're supposed to have a level of race loyalty, just like what every damn body else does. And be like, well, I'm going to go before my people for judgment and justice. And that's how, you know, but a lot of the times we don't think like that. You see what I'm saying? You have a poor brother, he don't receive, you know, he doesn't profit much from the docks here in Corinth. He's a laborer, and he got, you know, cheated out of his wages because he works on the docks. He's not, you know, a shareholder or anything like that. He don't own any stock in this. You know, what he's not supposed to go before Esau that lives in Corinth. He's supposed to go before our judges, and our judge is supposed to judge righteously. Right. If this man was cheated of his wages and his labors, because see, back then you didn't have whether a person got paid from week to week. You know what I'm saying? That's some American stuff right there. You might work a dock job and you get paid every month, every 2 months, or whatever the agreement is, right? So now he's been working on this dock for all of this time. He's been working 2 months, and the deal was to get paid every 2 months. But at the same time, he only gets paid for 1 month, right? Right. He's supposed to take this issue before the judges of our people, and our people shouldn't judge based on who is wealthy, powerful, and all of that. They're supposed to judge righteous judgment. Right. They're not supposed to take the side of rich or the side of the poor. They're supposed to take the side of what's right. Right. Period. That's right. Regardless of what big name the you know who you work for had or whatever the damn case is. If you owe that man 2 months worth, you know what I'm saying? That's what the hell that man should get. He should get 2 months worth of labor. That's that. And see, here's the thing also too, being the fact that this is our nation and he is your brother. Maybe in this situation, you should probably give him more than 2 months worth of work wages. Am I right? Right. That's your brother. And you withheld his wages. Let's go into verse 2. It's like, here's what it is. It's like you didn't give a damn about the past work that brother did. You know what I'm saying? You said, well, that was in the past. I ain't got to pay him for that. You know, well, neither should I even recognize, well, but he did this month's worth of work. I don't care what he did, 2 months ago. When that brother's been worked 2 months ago. He should be recognized for that too.
Right.
The worker, and also too, based on him being a brother, you should seek out his well-being. And you should think, well, damn, well, maybe, I should give this brother, a little extra, you know what I'm saying? Also too, just to make sure that, because that's what other races do with each other. They work to empower one another. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They work for that. That's why this thing with Ukraine, they're running the Arabs and stuff out of these countries. Now, see, here's the thing. They're in a confederacy with the Arabs, right? The Arabs ain't solidly their enemy like that. We are. But at the same time, though, when it all boils down to it, they want to make sure that their race is taken care of, and Ukrainians are white people.
Right.
So what are they doing? They're moving out others to make sure that they have a space for them Ukrainians. And the Arabs is mad about it, right? Because see, it's always been this alliance between Esau and Ishmael. You know what I'm saying? That's why they partnered together during the time of the slave trade. They were already partners. The Most High, you know what? The Most High broke that partnership back in the early 90s. If I'm not, it might have go back further than that, if I'm not mistaken. Desert Storm time. That's the time when the Most High really snapped that, alliance between them. You know what I'm saying? During the time of Desert Storm, that's when wars between Esau and Ishmael kicked off. And before times, you go before that, they were not at odds with each other at all. You know what I'm saying? But that's what the Most High is doing. The Most High is making these nations fight. Everybody crying for peace and all of that, right?
Good. So you're talking about the Gulf War, right?
Right. Yeah, the Gulf War.
Right. August 2nd, 1990 to February 28th, 1991. So
right. That's when the Most High snapped that whole alliance between Ishmael and Esau.
Right.
Oh, because they became so rich and so, you know what I'm saying, so powerful together. You had Christianity and Islam going at the same time, right?
Right.
Building up at the same time to become the top religions on the face of the planet, right? So with Christianity being Esau and Islam being Ishmael,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Now we get to see who the alliances were. You see what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why Esau married one of the daughters of Ishmael.
Right.
They was cool. Them two was cool. Ishmael and Esau, they was cool. They was cool with each other. There was no beef between them. You know why? Because they were joined together by the problems that they had with Isaac and Jacob. Mm-hmm. Ishmael had a problem with Isaac. Am I wrong? And Esau had a problem with Jacob. You see what I'm saying? That's one. So think about it. So that means he went to his uncle Ishmael. That's how he ended up getting a wife of Ishmael, of the daughters of Ishmael. And that's where your Edomite, your white Muslim world starts to come from. That's why a lot of the Russians are Muslims.
Right.
A lot of them Eastern European countries are Muslim. Why is that? You see what I'm saying? Because of that alliance that happened way back then. We in verse 2? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Verse 2. Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world?
We shall judge the world. We're actually going to judge, you know, when it talks about the world, this world that exists right now, we're going to judge it. And we can't judge it the way that this world is judging itself and the way that it's judging us. We can't do it that way. We got to judge it according to the ways of the Most High. That's how we have to do it. You know what I'm saying? And when it talks about us judging the world, you know, this is also talking about during the time of Christ, where we're going to have to, you know, actually, you know, we actually going to have to go to war too.
Right.
Because all of this comes along with it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be a nation of kings and priests. So we have to have the warring aspect also of this.
Right.
You know, because before peace comes, there has to come war.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It has to. In order for Christ's kingdom to be fully established, there has to be a purging of the former kingdom at first. No kingdom is done, you know what I'm saying, any opposite way. You see what I'm saying? In order for one kingdom to come in, the kingdom before it has to be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it don't happen by the sword. Right. Sometimes, just like when the kingdom was translated to from the Babylonians to the Medes and the Persians.
Yeah.
Darius just killed Belshazzar.
Right.
That was it. You know what I'm saying? It didn't say no other killing. The scripture don't say no other killing happened. So if the scriptures don't say it, I can't say it. You know what I'm saying? But Darius the Mede ended up killing Belshazzar. You know what I'm saying? And the kingdom was translated just that fast, while Babylon had the most powerful forces and armies. You know what I'm saying? And the kingdom was translated just by one dude, one king being killed, and the whole kingdom was translated over to the Medes and the Persians. That was definitely the Most High right there. Mm-hmm. So now all these kingdoms, all of these armies that was formerly had now became armies of the Medes and the Persians now. You know what I'm saying? That's why no king can boast in anything. No king can boast in his multitude of armies and all of that. He can't boast in that. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High can overthrow that stuff with the simplest of things.
Right.
With such simplicity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that was overthrown with just him being slain. When he got that writing on the wall, you know what I'm saying, that his kingdom was going to be taken over, that was that. And it was just a smooth transition. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was so smooth that it was damn near impossible to believe. But that's the way it happened.
Right.
All right, let's keep reading.
Sure. Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters?
The smallest matters. We got to judge the smallest matters. You know, small and great matters.
Right.
You know, just like you know, the hierarchy and everything. You know, you send it down to such and such. Like say, even in your family. You know, say you got the husband, the wife, and the kids and everything, but you have older children. You can put your older son to judge the matters of the smaller children.
Right.
And what's too hard for him, then that come up to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And what you can't judge, you know what I'm saying? Or it could come up to the mother. You know what I'm saying? And what she can't judge, go to you. And what you can't judge, go to the men over you.
Right.
And what those men can't judge, go to the men over them, and so on and so forth, clear up to the top man. You know what I'm saying? Those things will go up to Commander Journey Ahana. You know what I'm saying? And what Commander Journey Ahana couldn't judge will go up to Christ. You see what I'm saying? That's the way that the things work. But it mentions here the smallest matters. We got to be able to judge these smallest matters as a nation of people.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's verse 3.
Verse 3. Know ye not that we shall judge angels?
Oh, we should judge angels. Ain't this something? We will be able to actually judge angels because, see, here's the thing. Even though we're created as being lower beings, but the Most High didn't create us to stay that way. So when they talk about us being, changed in the scripture from being, mortal to being, I'm paraphrasing, but to being the supernatural beings, at that point, we will be able to actually judge angels.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Based on their performances and stuff like that, of what they actually have done or this and that. We'd be able to judge them and tell, the right from let's say not the right from wrong, but actually when an angel could have done more in a specific situation and he failed to do that. You see what I'm saying? So that angel right there will be able to even up his level of, perfection. Because that's what that whole thing is all about. It's all about perfection. The angels ain't getting, they're not going to be getting punished. They're just going to be charged with performing more in a specific area. You see what I'm saying? And they're going to do that. But it's going to be by the word of, our mouth and what we're saying. Because we're actually dust. They weren't created of dust. So a lot of times the Most High does, he takes the lowest thing and puts that on top. Angels are made of something totally different. That's the reason why an angel, even if he comes in human form, if that angel come in human form and he was to strike a stone, a big old 100 or 200-pound stone, he could knock that stone somewhere without even injuring his hand. Right. Let you try that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Your ass on the way to the ER. I say your ass is on the way to the ER.
Yes, exactly. You done broke every damn bone in your damn hand. I don't give a damn who you are. Right. You could be the biggest, strongest power lifter, whatever the case is. You sit there and strike a granite stone like that, you're going to break every damn thing in your hand. He strike that stone, he ain't got to worry about that because he's made of something harder than that. You know what I'm saying? And he could change form. He could become something soft, right, if he wants. We can't do that. We can't do, you know what I'm saying? We can't become something hard. Right. We can't harden up like that. And also, too, he can withstand fire. You know what I'm saying? We can't. So he's made of something greater than what we are, but the Most High a lot of times picks the lesser and puts that on the top. Right. We made of the dust. Right. We made of the dust of the ground. That's the reason why all the minerals that are actually in the ground is minerals that we need for our body. What are minerals that are found in the ground? Iron, one thing that's found in the ground. You need iron in your body. You know what I'm saying? You don't have iron in your body, you become anemic if you don't have it. Mm-hmm. Zinc is found in the ground. You have to have a level of that. You name any more minerals? Every damn thing that's on the periodic table, we got to have inside of our body. And where else are these things found at? They're found in the ground, inside the earth. Why are we called human beings? Does anybody know why we're called human beings? Does anybody know? Sister just came from the back. Do you have any idea why we're called human beings?
No.
Okay. We're called human beings because of humus soil. Humus soil is actually the richest soil on the earth. And it's so dark brown that it looks black. Right. That's humus soil. That's the best stuff. If you want to be a gardener, that's the best stuff to get. It's the most expensive soil also. Right. It's the most expensive because it's actually the best. And that's what we were actually made out of. You know what I'm saying? Of the best of soils. That's why all the minerals that's in that is minerals that we actually need for our body. You know what I'm saying? We're called human beings because we were made out of the humus soil.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? All the minerals, all the metals, all of that stuff is stuff that we have to have in order to even survive. The earth, it has to have water too. That's why we need water.
Right. Yeah.
The earth is 70% water, right? Our bodies is what? How much? What's the percentage of water that we have in our bodies? Same thing, 70.
70. So
Right.
Right.
Think about this for a second. You look at the earth, you know what I'm saying, from a bird's eye view, and then you look at rivers, and so you see how they split, right?
Right.
Don't that look like the veins in your arm?
Right.
And your blood vessels and all of that?
Right.
Now also too, look at the color of the earth. Right? So that means also that man come out dark brown. Anything lighter than that is something that came later on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As simple as that. And that's why our food grows out of what? You know what I'm saying? The same thing. You know, it grows out of the earth. And then where do we go when we die? Anybody know? Go ahead.
In the ground.
Back to the earth. What's the scripture in the Apocrypha? The Lord made man of the dust of the ground and returned him to it. There you go. Right. Yeah, to the earth shall you go. That's in the Bible, and then the other one is in the Apocrypha. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. I see you been studying. No, let me stop. Next verse.
Yeah.
Or after that, continue. Verse 3. Salaki. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 3. Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life?
How much more things pertain to this life, because angels are made perfect.
Right.
So if we're going to judge what's perfect, then how much more so things pertaining to this life, which shouldn't and relatively not be something so hard. Right? We got the laws here. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, and the laws trump, you know what I'm saying? The laws trump everything.
Right.
This is the guidebook. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, what that means is you can't take the man that's highly esteemed, right? And then judge, because he's going against a man that's lowly esteemed, and then judge in his favor because of it, just because of his stature and all of that, right? You can't do that. You have to judge righteous judgment.
Right.
Because the Most High don't do that.
Right.
All right. Let me go to verse 4.
Verse 4. If then ye have judgments of things pertaining to this life, set them to judge who are least esteemed in the church.
Wow. Least esteemed. We have to think of what that means. Because see, at this time, everybody should know the law. And like I was just saying, how the Most High takes the most insignificant thing and puts that on the top. He's done that many times throughout the scriptures, right?
Right.
King David was looked at as the lowest of his brothers. He was looked at as so low, you know what I'm saying, that nobody during his time would have thought that he would ever be the king. Because for one thing, you look at his occupation. King David had the lowest occupation that, because at this time we started, certain ways of the heathens was really creeping in, and the Egyptians and all of that was kind of creeping in. Because during this time of King David, the ancient Egyptians were still in a high, a situation. That's one of the reasons why King Solomon's very first wife, anybody know what she was? What King Solomon's very first wife was? The daughter of Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? That's why he married the daughter of Pharaoh to make peace between Israel and Egypt, because Egypt was running second. You know what I'm saying? During this time, because they was able to rebuild from the time of, you know what I'm saying, when the Lord slaughtered them and Red Sea and all of that, to make a league, because that's one thing that a lot of kings did. You know what I'm saying? And that was one way to do it, is by marrying their daughters. Now you become that king's son-in-law. So now that alleviates the pressure of the thought of a threat. You see what I'm saying? That's to make the peace. But at the same time, the Most High's law said not to do it. You know what I'm saying? You know, King Solomon slipped. He slipped early, and that made a bigger slip way later on. You see what I'm saying? But he married the daughter of Pharaoh. The Egyptians were actually the second most powerful on the earth during that time. You know what I'm saying? And the Assyrians were third most powerful on the earth during the time of King Solomon. But there was peace. There was world peace during the time of King Solomon. That's why a lot of people don't know that. You see what I'm saying? There was world peace going on, because that's what the name is. That's what King Solomon's name actually means. It means peaceman. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Most High chose him, you know, to build the temple, because there was a lot of bloodshed during the time of King David. Right. There was a lot of bloodshed and things like that. King Solomon was a man that really never had to know war, even though he knew it. He never had to participate in it. He never specifically had to go to war against anybody. You see what I'm saying? Because the Most High made peace in his day. And at the same time, he had the knowledge of war. Don't get it twisted. That's one of the reasons why he was able to have peace during the time of his reign. Because with all them riches, with all that wealth, you don't think nobody wanted to go try and take that? What made them not want to do that? Because when they came out they had all kind of ways of testing King David. Queen of Sheba wasn't the first one to test him like that. You see what I'm saying? She wasn't the first one to test his wits and his war prowess and things like that. She wasn't the first one to do it. Every king on the earth wanted to do that. Every king did it. You know what I'm saying? Just like you have chess nowadays, Risk, and all of those type of games, they played those games. They would send each other trap questions. And if you couldn't answer the question within a certain amount of time or whatever, you owed whatever the deal was made to that specific king. He could have been a weak king. He could have been a king of some small place that wasn't militarily strong. But if he sends you a question based on him being a king, you got to answer that question, right? Now just imagine if you can't answer that question. He still gets the goods. He gets the goods and all of that. And then he sent a question to say, you got to send me 1,000 of your soldiers if you can't answer me this question. If you can't answer that question, you got to send him 1,000 soldiers. Now, he was militarily not that strong at first, but he keep doing that. Now he has an army. And he brainwashed them just like what, you know, American leaders do here in America, to make you fight for them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He brainwashed you into that. And he treat you good, treat the soldiers good and all of that stuff. They're going to fight for him. Right. You see what I'm saying? And you got all of these soldiers and everything. And you got this army. And this country wasn't even nothing at first. Now they're a world power. Right. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, without even having to fire one arrow or have to swing a sword. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. They are now very powerful without even having to do any of that. Just based on, you know what I'm saying, the wits and the understanding on how to answer these type of questions and stuff like that. That's why it was also good for a king and everything to have somewhat scholarship and have some, you know what I'm saying, sharpness and understand strategy and things like that. That's why it was so important, you know. And think about it. This guy did it without the sword and made himself a superpower without even lifting a sword. Right. Ain't that something?
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And became rich when before a time he was nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? There's different levels to warfare. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just like what's going on right now. You got cyber war. You got the sanction war. All of these are wars. Nobody's lifting a sword though. Nobody's firing a bullet in no specific kind of wars. You know what I'm saying? Russia is also fighting the cyber war too. They're fighting the crypto war because there's a war in the cryptocurrency too. People don't know. There's a war there also. There's a war with the sanctions. There's a war with all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just like you had the Cold War. You know what I'm saying? The Cold War was all about people just jockeying for position. That's all it was about. Nobody was being killed, but it was putting you in a strong position. You know what I'm saying? If you were winning that war. So when the swords do come, you already ready. You could just sweep things. You know what I'm saying? Just like if you're playing Risk, if you set everybody up that you playing with, you might not be doing no aggressive moves straight out. But if you have the ability to just set everybody up real good, during the time when it is the time for the sword, you can start to sweep the board. You can bring the east wind to that board. You see what I'm saying? Let's do it. Let's do a movie situation of that. Michael Corleone and The Godfather. What did he do? He was able to set up all the other dons that were against him. You know what I'm saying? He was able to set himself up, but even the ones that was on his side, he was still fortified even against them in case they changed their mind. You know what I'm saying? He was set up against all of them. So when it came, you know, they call it the baptism of fire, I think it was. The baptism of fire in the Godfather, when he swept out all the other Godfathers, all the other Dons. I think it was called the baptism of fire.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, because he was at the baptism of his nephew that was being born during the time all of it was happening. You know what I'm saying? When they were sweeping and whacking, because he set up the situation. Him and his father set up a situation to take out all the heads of the 5 families. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why they never warred with King Solomon, because he had them all set up. If this king does this, then I will do this. And I will do this, and I will do this, and I will do this. And if he does this, I will do this. He talked 10 moves down the board, and they knew that he thought 10 moves down the board. You know what I'm saying? That's why they was coming up from year to year to hear his wisdom, because his wisdom, inside of his wisdom, was something that can actually strengthen themselves against their enemies, and hopefully strengthen themselves against him. You see what I'm saying? But that never happened that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the Most High was certainly with King Solomon. Even at a time where King Solomon, you know, it went astray and everything, his enemies still couldn't go to war against him. Anybody ever noticed that? They still couldn't go to war against him, because this dude's war prowess was unmatched. And they knew it just from them Cold War games that they played. You know what I'm saying? Queen of Sheba had to play her own game. You know, even though she was a righteous woman, you know what I'm saying? She had to play her own game. You know, by asking him questions. Remember what it said that he gave her all that she asked, all the wisdom that he gave her. You know what I'm saying? You know, because think about it, she was a queen, you know, on top of, you know, pretty much by herself. Now, what thing would King Solomon tell her on how to actually run her kingdom is to leave the hell off feminism. Don't put feminism inside your kingdom, because it will be wiped out and it will be destroyed if you do. Yeah, you can picture King Solomon telling her that. because she a queen. She had a little pumpness to herself. And what else would he tell her? He would also tell her to esteem the men inside and let them make the decisions if it comes to war and defense and things like that. And don't try to go off on her own and do that. You know what I'm saying? And also, what else would he teach her? He would also teach her things that would make her more feminine. Like how to shave her legs or something, you know what I'm saying? Something to make herself be more soft. You know what I'm saying? To be more like, because the heathen are a little rough, you know what I'm saying? Around the edges. And even her being a queen would be the same thing. He taught her solid things on how to actually run her kingdom. The words that came from King Solomon's mouth were actually priceless. You couldn't put a price on that stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I said he gave her all that she asked. And people's taking notes of all of this, because actually what this is going to do, this is going to make their kingdom prosper. Because think about it, with Queen of Sheba, Sheba is not even all of Ethiopia. A lot of people think it's all of Ethiopia. No, it's not. Sheba is one place in Ethiopia. The one, the descendants of Sheba. Yeah, Sheba and Dedan, two brothers. You know what I'm saying? She was the descendant of one brother, and they went to become a kingdom. But then you have all of these other Ethiopians that can conquer over them. You know what I'm saying? So what she did was made an alliance, which was wise of her, making a allegiance with her and the most powerful king on the face of the planet to defend herself from the other realm of Ethiopia, so that her people would become slaves. That was a pretty smart move. You know what I'm saying? That's why it says, the queen of the south should rise up to judge this generation. You know what I'm saying? Because she was a wise woman, even though she was a heathen. She was, as an individual, she was a wise woman. And King Solomon gave her more wisdom, because that's what she came for. She ain't come from gold and silver and all that. That stuff was little to her. That's why she brought such a great train with her. You know what I'm saying?
So like when you say queen of the south, talking about Jeremiah.
The queen, when it said the queen of the south,
yeah, come on.
That was actually talking about Queen of Sheba, because she came to King Solomon for wisdom. Remember that? Remember that Christ said that?
I'm trying to see.
Okay.
Matthew 12.
Okay. Let's want to go to that scripture.
I got it right.
Okay.
I think you're right. Yep. That's it. Yep.
She came to King Solomon because he's south, Ethiopia, that whole realm is south of Jerusalem. That's why he called her the Queen of the South.
I'm probably thinking about Jeremiah when it talks about the Queen of Heaven, how they should meet their dough.
Yeah, but that was a false deity right there.
False deity.
Yeah. Queen of Sheba was actually the Queen of the South, and she saw actually wisdom. She valued. She had a trait that most women don't have of any nation. You know what I'm saying? She actually sought wisdom to the point to where all the stuff that she had, she was, she was ready to bring all of that just to get the wisdom of King Solomon, so that she could be able to govern and run her kingdom well. That was a super sharp woman right there. That she was a rare kind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. Go on more scripture. Was you want to read that scripture?
No, unless you want me to, I can. Otherwise, I just want to finish up on which you already had.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you just go ahead and finish up. I think the point was made. I think.
Right. All right, so it's like 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 4. If then ye have judgments of things pertaining to this life, set them to judge who are least esteemed in the church. Otherwise school.
Right.
Church,
yeah, exactly. School. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, the ones that are least esteemed, the ones that have the least reputation and things like that, which they do. But at the same time, the people that that are, saturated in the laws, statutes, and commandments to judge. You know, the least esteemed, the ones that are not superstars, pretty much what it's saying.
Right. Yeah.
You know, the ones that are not stars, you know, superstars, and you know, and of high, you know what I'm saying? And this also goes to show you too that also, you know, there was a sect of the Church of Corinth that was pretty strong. You know what I'm saying? You know, it shows that everybody didn't go, you know what I'm saying, according to, you know, what was actually going on here, of dragging your brother and everything before the heathens in Corinth. You know, other than this, I think Corinth was pretty damn strong in order to take the least and make them the judge. You know what I'm saying? Because the least inside the Christian church don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, inside the Christian church, you go inside the Christian church, and if they figure, and if you're a man, you know what I'm saying? If you're a woman, oh, they love it. Because if you're a woman that they see with the Bible and reading the Bible, the times when, you know, between the morning service and the afternoon service, and for the people that stay there, they see her read the Bible, they like, oh, she want to preach. So they cool with that. You know what I'm saying? They figure she want to run her mouth. But they see that man study that Bible. And they mark you. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? They mark you. And if you start to actually really, you know, teach what's in the, say what's in that Bible, they're going to mark you a Muslim. If you start saying things like Christ died for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, they're going to call you a Muslim in their ignorance because they're stupid and don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they could at least say, well, he's part of them, the ones that believe that we God's people or something like that. They're going to call you a Muslim, knowing damn good and well that they're showing their ignorance because you ain't coming with no damn Quran. You coming with Bible and Apocrypha. And in their ignorance, because they don't know nothing, well, he a Muslim. And he be having that red book with him. I don't know, what is that red book? This is how they come to show you that they don't know anything, and they should be ashamed of the fact that they don't know anything. So the least there inside that Christian church don't know a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody is messed up, because if anybody was to judge that matter, the judge a matter inside that, you know, not saying that this brother would know really a lot, but he would be the best candidate. You know what I'm saying? That same one that they saying that nigga a Muslim. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? He's a, you know, I don't know about that. He be having that old red book and everything. He would be better in judgment than what the hell they are.
Right.
That's why it say, can you read that part again?
Yeah, I got you. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 5.
For the end of 4.
God, from the top.
No. Just from set them to judge.
God.
That from that part.
Set them to judge who are least esteemed in the church.
Right, because if you was putting this, like I was saying, if you was putting the same situation inside the Christian church, that dude that they see reading the scriptures all the time, that they call it a Muslim, that's not dressed up in a suit, you know, and a tie, and not running around, you know what I'm saying, chicken winging every time the music come on. He would be the far better judge than what the hell they got inside there. You know what I'm saying? He would be the better judge. Because they don't know the laws inside the Christian church. They don't know how to judge a matter. They would judge according to the laws of America. That's all they know. You know what I'm saying? And America teaches to what? To judge the one that got the better job. You know what I'm saying? This dude work at Ford Motor Plant. This guy work at McDonald's. They both have an issue. Who would that church be in favor of? Anybody know? Correct?
The man that worked at Ford Motor Plant.
Yeah, the man that working for a motor plant. You know why? Because he can pay more tithes. You know what I'm saying? A Ford check is bigger than a McDonald's check. So they would judge based on him. Now you bring a situation with a husband and wife, who are they going to judge in favor of?
The husband and wife.
No, the husband and wife, but a dispute between the husband and wife. Who are they going to judge in favor of?
The husband, the wife.
Yeah, exactly. Why? Because women are way more esteemed in the church because blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians actually live in a big hyena clan. And inside of a hyena clan, the females are dominant. And the highest ranking male is up under the lowest ranking female. That's how the churches are set up. The churches are set up as a pimp game. You know what I'm saying? That's how a pimp game is actually set up. You have the pastor, right? Okay. In the pimp game, you have the pimp. Now, here's the thing. The pimp has no assistant pimps. You know what I'm saying? You're an assistant pimp. Remember the comedy thing? It was a comedy thing with the assistant. You ain't a pimp. You an assistant pimp. I can't remember that movie. What movie was that?
A movie or a show?
I think it was a movie.
I was thinking about King Kale.
No, it was the movie with, I think it was Friday, the third one.
Oh, okay. Friday After Next.
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
I think it was that. Or dude was like, "You not a pimp. You an assistant pimp."
I think so. Cat Williams.
Right, with Cat Williams in it. Yeah. The pimps don't have no assistant pimp. The pimps put the woman under him because see, he needs the woman under him. Anybody know why? Why does he need the woman right up under him? Quick.
So he can be in control of somebody?
Yeah, but I mean, specifically in control of who?
The woman.
No, he got control of the woman, right?
Right.
He needs her. Who's his biggest threat?
The other man.
Exactly. Manliness is his biggest threat. He has to abate that. See, the pimp has, you know what I'm saying, the bottom brawl up under him. And a lot of Christian pastors have his assistant pastor as a female.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When they sitting there and they up on that thing in them seats, in them throne-looking seats, and then the music goes, and everybody out there chicken winging and all of that. She sits with him as he's sitting there like this. She's sitting next to him as if she's his queen. A lot of times she's not even his wife. I done seen the game played like that. A lot of times she's not even his wife. He's keeping her. All of that stuff is pimp game in order. He got his wife sitting off in the pews because he doesn't want her to feel empowered. You see what I'm saying? Because he got to go home to her. He got to go home with that. You see what I'm saying? He want to make sure he's dominating. I done seen this. He want to make sure not only is he dominating in the church, he's dominating inside his own house. So he abates his wife. He pushes her down and puts another woman up. You know what I'm saying? I done seen some smart pastors. You know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't want his woman to be in power because he understands that that's going to be something that's going to blow back on him. Anybody understand that? That's going to be something that's going to actually blow back on him. So he don't empower her, but he'll empower another woman. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, this is the woman that does the most for that church who he almost kind of needs. And he'll put her at his right hand. And she played the role of what the pimp would call bottom bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the bottom bitch controls the other ones.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? She controls the other bitches. She's the madam. You know what I'm saying? So now, and the other ones, they control the men who are the Johns. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's how the Christian church is set up. That's why it's set up like the pimp game. That was the idea when the law started cracking down on pimps in the 70s, right? Because the pimps were, you know what I'm saying, The pimps, or the law was cracking down on them. The pimps had to, when they got the good mouthpiece and this and that. So where would they go? They would go to church and be able to pimp that way legally. So the pimps started becoming pastors.
Right.
And that's why the churches is set up like the pimp game.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because we see before that, when you go back to the 60s, the early 60s, the 50s, 40s, and stuff like that, you had some pastors that were actually sincere. You know what I'm saying? Had a level of sincerity, just like Malcolm X's father.
Right.
Malcolm X's father was, in that era, but where you actually had real pastors, real black pastors, and they knew who the devil was. Then that's why Malcolm X's father got killed the way he did. He knew who the devil was, and he offered his life up for the flock. You know what I'm saying? They killed him on the railroad track, pinned him down to the railroad track, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's what they did to Malcolm X's father. And Malcolm X grew up with the trauma that happened from that. And that's one of the reasons why he turned.
So did he actually see his father die?
I don't think he's seen it himself, but he does remember it. Yeah, he does remember it.
As far as the stories, or
as far as what actually happened.
So was he there?
No, he wasn't actually there, because they would probably kill him too.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? He was at home. No, actually, because he remembered his father standing off with them. The Klan's coming around, and his father having a standoff with him. And I think they took his father in front of him.
Okay.
But killed him, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of out of his sight, because the mom was, crying and gathering the kids together, because he had other brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Gathering them all together. And his mom was actually Esau. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she was a rape victim. That's the reason why, he, a little light. His mom was actually Esau, but, she was supposed to be the product of rape. And of course, she was raised with black people, you know what I'm saying? And she ended up hating white people. That's why she married a real dark, super black brother that was straight up, you know what I'm saying, nigga, just, straight up field nigga and, stuff like that, He was telling the story and all of that, about his mom, and
so his mom is an Edomite.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she was one of the type of Edomites though that, grew up black and thought she was black, and seen the evil stuff that, with the clans and all of that, and of course they didn't accept her as being, this mulatto and all of that, you know what I'm saying? They counted her with the Negroes. So she's raising, little black kids, you know what I'm saying? And that she had from a black man, thinking that she's black, but she's not, And that was, Malcolm X's life, and his father got, got the issue by them devils. And that's one of the reasons why he grew up and turned to drugs, and crime and all of that. You know what I'm saying? When he was just Malcolm Little. You know what I'm saying? He turned to drugs, crime, until he rented the dude in prison, and Islam and all of that, and so on and so forth. Let's go to Numbers chapter 14 and verse 2. The pink oppressors, the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians separate.
That's right.
Get with your own people.
All right, ready.
All right, ready.
Numbers chapter 14, verse 2. And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron, and the whole congregation said unto them, Would God that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would God we had died in this wilderness?
Now look at this. Look at this level of pettiness right here. And when the manna fell, people start complaining about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We had bread from heaven. You know what I'm saying? Which, which shows that a lot of us was getting, you know, kind of settled in the wilderness, but at the same time had the mindset of wanting to go back to Egypt. You know what I'm saying? You know, and these type of, you know, these type of complaints also go to show that, you know, we're not about, you know, this generation that was in the wilderness was not about what was up ahead, which is the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? That's where the mind should have been at, because you got to think like a soldier. Soldier eat cans of beans. You know what I'm saying? You see the movies with the soldiers and all of that, how they get the damn stuff dropped from the helicopters, and you know what I'm saying? They understand that they're at a time of, you know, they got to prepare themselves for war. And in wartime, you don't get the fancy foods that you like. You know what I'm saying? You know, and even though in Egypt we was eating the lowest of the low of stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, we had the melons and the fish and all of that stuff, but at the same time, that was still rations for slaves. You know what I'm saying? That's where they come up with, oh boy, niggas love watermelons, because we ate watermelons in ancient Egypt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, those are like, you know, it was kind of like a stereotypical food, and we wonder where the stereotype actually came from. Actually, it came from there, ancient Egypt. We loved us some watermelon, like we love us some watermelon right now. You know what I'm saying? But the Most High had us in the wilderness, and the wilderness means a place of uncertainty, which will be a place that we would totally rely upon Him. You know what I'm saying? When we need water, that's what He was trying to do with this wilderness. You know what I'm saying? To where we wouldn't look to, you know, things and everything. We would look to the Most High. We would look to Him for our provision, to provide for us and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Because there will be something that we would need when we go into this land of milk and honey. You know what I'm saying? So that we don't worship the milk and honey. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't worship the milk and the honey, and we don't worship the people that are actually there that we don't destroy. You know what I'm saying? We don't go worship their gods and stuff like that. We know where, you know what I'm saying, our nurturing is actually coming from. That just stays in our mind. And that's one of the reasons why the Most High got so angry when we complained. And He sent them fiery serpents out. He's like, nigga, I just took you niggas, you know what I'm saying, out of ancient Egypt, destroyed them, had you come out with all their riches, and then go into the Red Sea, you know what I'm saying, and destroy them inside the Red Sea. And you seen all that. And you niggas still gonna complain? You know what I'm saying? So therefore, He sent the fiery serpents. You know what I'm saying? And these fiery serpents, they didn't come out with like fire all over them like some majestic stuff. They call fiery serpents because when they bite, the venom is like fire going through you. Ask anybody that's ever been bit by a poisonous snake and survived. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's ever done that, that's been bit by, like, you know what I'm saying, one of them coral snakes, or, you know, something like that, a rattlesnake, a sidewinder, or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? They would tell you, and they survived it, they'll tell you it burns like fire. It's like fire going through your body. You know what I'm saying? And then all of this crazy stuff start to happen, you know what I'm saying, to you, and you start to hallucinate and all of this kind of crazy stuff, depending on what snake you actually got bit by.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it meant by the Most High sent out the fiery serpents to bite us. But here's the thing. The Most High also used the image of a serpent actually to heal us. That's one of the reasons why the scientists can take the venom of a serpent whose venom can kill you, and end up coming up with antibodies and everything actually to heal certain conditions too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like fire, you need fire for life, but fire can burn your ass up. You know what I'm saying? You need electricity to cut on lights, but the same damn thing, electricity can shock you to death. You see what I'm saying? Water can hydrate you, but water can also drown you and kill you. You know what I'm saying? You know, food is good, but food can also kill you. Too much food, abusing what's, you know what I'm saying, what you actually have can actually kill you. You know what I'm saying? You know, for everything, for every positive, there's a negative, as they say. You know what I'm saying? Hell, let me make mention of other things like the poppy plant. The poppy plant can actually be used for medicine. You know what I'm saying? All of these things for cocaine. You know what I'm saying? The abusive version of it's being used so much, and we don't even know that it actually was created for something good. You know what I'm saying? Because we so used to the abusive version of it. But that helps with certain things. These plants wasn't made in vain. The Most High made them all for a reason. But what do? We abuse them. And it's funny because now the same people that was making bricks for Pharaoh in ancient Egypt are now down in South America making bricks of cocaine for the drug lords. Ain't that something?
It's like, if I may, like, as far as like the cocaine or better yet, the cocoa leaf, right?
Right.
The cocoa leaf, which is made out of cocaine, that helps with chronic pain.
Right.
As far as poppy seed,
I think that's for the same thing.
It is, but it's more like it can help with a kidney stones. It can help with cognitive brain function. You know what I mean? But like, it's not meant to smoke.
Right.
Or to get high
shoot it in your veins. And all that. Right.
Like how, like in Genesis, when it talks about how all these things come from the earth, and it's good for meat, right?
Right.
For like it's good to use for our body, but not to smoke.
Right.
Because there are precepts and scriptures about smoking is against the law, which is a sin, right?
Right.
But as far as the cocoa leaf, the poppy seed, poppy plants, marijuana. Marijuana is good for glaucoma. Also, too, marijuana can be good for pain as well. You know what I mean? All your depression and anxiety, you're not physically in pain. That's mental.
Right.
You feel me? And that's you that's you, I say self-diagnosing yourself.
Yeah, self-diagnosis.
That's not logical. That's not lawful. That's you having a demon on you.
Right.
You know what I mean? But otherwise, there's so many other things. Let me see. I mean, heroin is used also too for pain.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like so many stories about them having it's not actually raw heroin, but it's something like in a pill form or a different form where they give it to the patient and the pain is just numbing them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's for medical use.
Right.
Not personal use.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, all the weed, all the heroin, all the cigarettes. I mean, I believe tobacco has, medical use as well.
Right.
But long story short, everything that we mentioned, no smoking it at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's unlawful. You are not treating yourself. You want to know why? Because you're getting high off of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? In the medical use, they have dosage. They have, grams to it. You know what I mean? And that levels out what you need for a time period.
Right.
Just like anytime you have antibiotics, you might have it for 5 days to a week.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or maybe longer.
Right.
And that's all you need it for is just that time.
Right.
If you are using that drug more than what the doctors prescribed you are an addict.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right. It's heavy right there. And you gotta have someone that's a professional.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? To let you know what your dosages are, and you know what I'm saying, how long to take whatever it is that you're on.
Right.
To actually put a limitation on that stuff,
Right.
so that you don't overdose,
Right.
or you don't become a fiend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you need that also, and also too for the people that swear by being a vegetarian and all of that, and act like you sinning if you eat meat, because they go back to Genesis and they say, you know, when it talks about all the plants and everything should be meat for you, that doesn't mean meat as far as eating. It means it should be for your use.
Yes, right.
It's something that's meat for you means this is for your usage. It's not talking about like, you know what I'm saying? Like you got a big old huge, you know what I'm saying, turkey leg in front of you. It's not what it's talking about.
Right. If I may slap you, the word meat is used in the scriptures a lot, but it's not always talking about, you know, like animals or
Right. Let's talk about flesh.
Flesh.
Actually,
like, yeah.
That's called flesh. You
Right.
remember the scripture when it said, "Thou shalt eat flesh." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Flesh is actual what we call meat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like for example, like just give you some different like the scriptures, right?
Right.
You know, the milk scriptures, the meat, you know, scriptures.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like the milk is more like how do we say it? The milk scriptures is more of something that is easy to digest.
Right.
You know what I mean? That is simple precepts.
Until you weaned, right?
Until
like
you know, God loves everybody is a milk scripture.
Right.
Black and Hispanic people are the same people as milk scriptures.
Right.
Christ died for Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. It's milk scriptures.
Right.
Now, if you want to get into the meat, the steak, you know what I mean? That's tough, right?
Right.
Because you know, steak is usually a metaphor of toughness.
Right.
You know what I mean? Something that's more complex. That's going into, I want to say, reincarnation.
Right.
The first and second death.
Right.
When it comes to dying of Christ.
Right. Breaking down Revelations.
Yes. That's a whole lot of meat.
Yeah. Even going into the letters of the Apostle Paul.
There you go. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit, very selective. The Apocrypha.
Oh, right.
Good night. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. The Apocrypha.
I see why our enemies took out those books out of the Apocrypha, because it's cold cut.
Right.
It gets straight to the point.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's the steak. That's the meat.
Right.
You know what I mean? The milk scripture is you know, thou shalt love thy brother as thyself.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You know, just you know, the simplicity of things.
Right. There's the milk is pretty much the letter of the law.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the letter of the law, you know, and what Christ was bringing was meat. And the meat, the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the scribes wasn't ready for the meat. They was on the milk and was using the milk to actually poison the nation. You know what I'm saying? What they were actually doing was letting the milk spoil and then feeding that to the nation, feeding spoiled milk, you know what I'm saying, to the nation and everything, you know what I'm saying, which was their understanding of the law. That was the spoiled milk. When the law itself ain't the spoiled milk. That's still fresh. You know what I'm saying? But their version of it is what was spoiled. That's the reason why they wanted to take that woman out that was accused of adultery and have her stoned. They brought her to Christ just to see what he was going to say. They wanted to have her stoned when they didn't understand the fresh, that was the spoiled version of that law. But what they didn't understand was the fresh version that said also too, the man had to be brought out that she had adultery with. You know what I'm saying? Without that, no one can be put to death. You know what I'm saying? That's why Christ said he who was without sin cast the first stone. He wasn't doing away with the law in that scripture. They didn't bring out the man. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that.
You know, if I may select, it's no different than the story is called The History of Susanna, otherwise in Hebrew, Shawashana.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you know, they try to lie on her and it go through.
Right.
Because it didn't follow through the protocol of the law.
Right.
And because of that, you know, Daniel, which also too, this is okay. So in the Bible, there's different timelines in the Bible. So it doesn't go through. It doesn't start with Genesis and end with Revelation necessarily. There's different time periods. So
based on what the general said, the first appearance of Daniel ever was in the history of Susanna.
Right.
And with Daniel speaking up and for the sisters saying like, look, that's a lie, that's not true, that saved that sister's life.
Right.
Otherwise, they were just like Sadducees and Pharisees, and these are supposed to be like what elders of Israel, I believe.
Yeah, they were supposed to be. They was the elders of Israel.
And you would think that the elders of Israel will know better and do better and lead by example.
Right.
But they were just evil.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Even what was even more crazy than those two dudes that did that is the fact that nobody else was able to stand up for that woman but Daniel. Daniel was just a boy at the time. He was only 15. This is right before the Babylonian captivity.
And that's my point. And also, too, this sister was known for greatness.
Right.
Never for wickedness.
Right.
And her husband was glorified.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And he was an amazing man.
Right.
And once again, because it's just, I mean, in a sense, I mean, I will ask the generals, but I'm thinking about, a respect to persons.
Actually, it was a respect. Well, that's what it was. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, the elders, they say this, they say that, but Daniel spoke like lie.
Right.
That's not what it was. You know what I mean? I just happened to see this and see that. Lie. That was not the case at all. And she screamed out, she cried out to the Lord, and that's what saved her.
Right.
Because I mean, if that really did happen, she probably, most likely she would have faked it, and it would have been all a lie.
Right. And see, here's the crazy thing, because that story of Susanna has, kind of manifold, crazy, wildness to it. Because for one thing, if anybody else had a, kind of stood up for the woman, Daniel didn't see what happened. But being the fact that Daniel stood up, he should have had somebody else to stand up with him. He was the only goddamn one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, somebody else should have known the law, because, I mean, hell, they wasn't the only two elders. You know what I'm saying? And they wasn't the only two that was, in the law that, Daniel wasn't the only one that understood the law. And then if somebody had stood up in her stead, the punishment of them wouldn't have been death. You know what I'm saying? But see, here's the thing. People just, a lot of people just so scared of their, their reputation and stuff like that. They so afraid, you know what I'm saying? Even to the point to where they won't even stand up for somebody that they know is innocent. That's pretty messed up right there. You know what I'm saying? And also, too, another thing, that wise thing that Daniel did, when he stood up for the woman, he's like, he knew how the woman was, but one thing that he did was he cross-examined the two witnesses, though. And see, that wasn't done during the time of Jezebel. You know what I'm saying? They just took the witnesses at their word, what they said, and that was that. Just because it was two of them. You know what I'm saying? Remember in the scripture when it says, when it talks about in the amount of two witnesses, right? Here's the thing, though. Nobody questioned the credibility of the two witnesses. And they called them sons of Belial, means they were known for lying. They were known for that. If they was called them sons of Belial, but see, they held a esteemed position. Daniel didn't give a damn about that. You know what I'm saying? Those two witnesses right there, Daniel cross-examined them. You know what I'm saying? Because he looked at the credibility of the two people. Because see, what that does is, think about it. If Daniel didn't do what he did, then it would be a lot of people drugged to death. Just because two people said that a person done something. You know what I'm saying? They said, yeah, man, I seen this nigga right here. He killed dude. He didn't kill no damn body. But you want him gone for whatever damn reason. And then you brought up two witnesses, and now he's put to death before the whole nation. And you could just keep doing this. Now what you got? You got a whole lot of innocent people being put to death now. What Daniel did was Daniel cross-examined. Well, that's what they call in the court of law, cross-examining, right? He cross-examined the witnesses. You know what I'm saying? He cross-examined the witnesses because see what that does is, you know what I'm saying? What that would do, that would destroy people like those guys that accused that woman. Now think about it. If that thing had been set in play at first, Daniel's program on the judgment of the thing had been set in play before Daniel did what he did, those two men would have never accused that woman. And that whole scenario would have never happened. There wouldn't have been no book of Susanna in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Because that thing would have never happened like that. But that thing did happen, and the Most High used it for His purpose, and that thing was put inside the Bible. You know what I'm saying? He took those two witnesses, so now you can't just come up with two people just to accuse somebody of something, because now the credibility of the witnesses is now going to be in question. You know what I'm saying? Who are they? That's what Daniel was pretty much saying. Who are these dudes? You know what I'm saying? So he took one in an interrogation room. You know what I'm saying? That's what they would call it nowadays, right? An interrogation room. And he questioned him. And their stories did not line up on certain things, you know what I'm saying? On certain key things that were supposed to have happened. Yeah, I think it was the location that it happened at or something like that. And the stories didn't add up. And that's how he knew they was lying. You know what I'm saying? Even though they were high up elders and high up esteemed and everybody knew them and this and that. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, wickedness was put out of Israel for that moment. You know what I'm saying? And that was brought to us today so we would learn how to judge matters and how we would also learn how to look at the witnesses and see, you know what I'm saying? You got a dude that's greedy, right? He's been known for being greedy. And then he says somebody else, did something or stole something to where he can actually profit from that, knowing how this man is. And then now you questioning to see if he's actually right or wrong about the situation, because even if he is known for this and that, if he's right, he's right. You know what I'm saying? But if he's wrong, then he got to get whatever judgment he thought to do to his brother. It could be confiscation of goods or whatever the damn case is. He sought to steal from this man, right? So now, what it is that he sought to steal from this man, you know what I'm saying? He has to pay himself. You see what I'm saying? That right there will start with, you know what I'm saying, make people think twice about dragging somebody in judgment, you know what I'm saying? Just because they figure they can gain, or they hate this dude, they don't like him. So now they're going to partner up with some damn body else that they gossip about this dude with and drag him to the council. You know what I'm saying? And just because if it's two of them, they're supposed to automatically win. It kills that. Because see, just like what Daniel did, now they have to sit there and think, damn, well, if we do that, then we gonna be cross-examined. You know what I'm saying? It's such and such, and they're gonna start to look into us. So damn, I don't know, maybe we might not want to do this, and that person lives. You know what I'm saying? Or doesn't get hurt or injured in any kind of way. So now everything is, you know what I'm saying, everything is good. And not unless they're for sure that this dude did whatever the hell the damn case is, and are confident in what it is that they actually saying that he did, then the council can go, you know what I'm saying? And even though, hell, they might not be known for being the most righteous people, but what their story is right. You know what I'm saying? And this thing did actually happen. That's that's a whole different scenario right there. You know what I'm saying? But Daniel's thing will stop people just from trying to drag everybody to council that they hate, that they don't like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't like him for such and such a reason. You know what I'm saying? Now they dragging him to council. He got something that they want. You know what I'm saying? Now they want to drag him to council, just like the one dude, just like Ahab wanted that land of that dude, that one brother. You know what I'm saying? Jezebel come through, you know what I'm saying, and grabbed up 2 witnesses, you know what I'm saying, to say that, yeah, he did such and such. And the man died because of that. And Ahab got the goddamn field. You know what I'm saying? That's not right. That's not right. It's not good. It's not fair. You know what I'm saying? And that man was righteous. He was a good dude. And he had to die. And his father's land, if he had sons or whatever, they couldn't inherit the land. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't inherit what was supposed to be passed down to them. Now this shit go to Ahab. And that's wickedness right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And notice it's funny because all of that stuff happened with Daniel during the time right before Nebuchadnezzar and them gonna come and just wipe us the hell out. You know what I'm saying? Right before that. So you know what that means? That means the nation didn't even repent. They looked at Daniel as being righteous and powerful and everything, and they applauded him for what he did. Okay. They applauded him for what he did. But did they carry on the same method? No, they did not. They went on how they was. You know what I'm saying? They went right on how they was, and they would not stand up for the poor. So therefore, what ended up happening? The Most High sent in Nebuchadnezzar, you know what I'm saying, to give us our issue. And we went into captivity. You know what I'm saying? All right. Close it out with a scripture. We're going to go to Micah chapter 2 and verse 2. Pink oppressors, the devil that the Bible speaks of. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, get with your own people. Understand that we all black. That's what we are. Don't let anybody make you think that you're different. And what does black have to do? Black ain't got to do with the color of your skin, because if that was the damn case, then light-skinned people wouldn't be black, right? Black has to do with your condition on the earth. You're the only black people on the earth. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Go ahead. Micah chapter 2 and verse 2. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are actually the only black people on the earth. The Africans are not black. Because when you're speaking of black, it's speaking towards your condition on the earth. You're at the bottom. They're not. You know what I'm saying? They're in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Africans, you know what I'm saying? Arabs and all them, they in the middle. The white man's at the top. They're in different levels of the middle. As a matter of fact, if you want to understand the concept, look at the concept of a pyramid. You know what I'm saying? Look at the different levels on the pyramid, like a pyramid drawing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You look at the pyramid drawing, and of course it has the top, triangle at the top, and then it goes down to the different levels. Mm-hmm. Black people are the people at that bottom level. You know what I'm saying? And just because you're a star, you're a celebrity or something like that, you're still on that bottom level. You're just at the upper deck of hell is where you at. You know what I'm saying? You're at the upper, you ain't even in heaven. You know what I'm saying? You ain't in the white man's heaven for real, because the cops will also pull you over based on your race, and you could be rich and famous. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of celebrities that get stopped by the cops. Am I lying? And you know what that'll show you? You have not reached their heaven. You're on the upper deck of hell. That's where you're at. You know what I'm saying? You are at the bottom of that pyramid. You have not moved up that. You know what I'm saying? Just because you have trinkets and all of that, you know what I'm saying? Your children is not going to inherit an enterprise, coming from you. You're not going to have generational wealth, like what the Christian church saying. Ain't that what the big thing they saying now? Generational wealth. They don't know a goddamn thing about generational wealth. Slaves know nothing of generational wealth. Nothing at all. And they're not trying to get you none either. If they try to get you generational wealth, they will be going against the very fabric of America if they did that. Because we're supposed to be a non-recompensed labor force for the wealth being of white society is what we're supposed to be. We're locked at that bottom level of that pyramid, so that makes us the black people. You see what I'm saying? Our condition. So it don't matter whether you come from Puerto Rico, Mexico.
So like, what you're saying is Jeremiah 14:2.
Right, right. And it's not, and that is not just talking about the tribe of Judah either.
When I say that, I'm talking about all the tribes.
Right, right. Because for one thing, we all go up under the umbrella of Judah. We're all under that umbrella. Go back to Genesis. Because what did it say? Unto him shall the gathering of the people be. The people means what? It ain't just talking about the tribe of Judah, is it? Unto him shall the gathering of the people be. What does that mean? The people is 12 tribes, all of them. So we all go up under that umbrella. In the kingdom, we're all going to go up under the same umbrella. We're all going to go up under the umbrella of Judah, because what is Christ? What tribe's he of? Judah. Right. And he's our king. So we're all going to be pretty much like unto the tribe of Judah. Right. Yahweh. We all going to be up under that umbrella regardless of which tribe you're under. You are. You know what I'm saying? Just like with Esau. You know what I'm saying? Esau's top thing is, actually it'll be Amalek. Amalek is the top of them. That's why they all look up to Alexander and all of them, right? Alexander the Greek and all of them, they're all up under that umbrella. They're all up under that Amalekite, Jewish, Grecian umbrella, regardless of what tribe of Esau that they are. You know what I'm saying? That's why they all honor, Alexander the Greek. You know what I'm saying? Actually, he's like their Messiah. One of them anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I say it's different levels to this thing. You know what I'm saying? Different levels, even in that hierarchy. You know what I'm saying? Even the low level devil. That's one of the reasons why the low level devils is not on our side either. We think that because a white man is poor, then he relates more to us than he relates to rich white people. That's a lie. Because during the time of the slave revolts, you had white people that were actually helping black people to hide and stuff like that, right? But as soon as the government said, why? Because they wasn't considered white. They wasn't called that. Poor whites were not considered white. Anybody know that? They were not considered white. They were pretty much dirty rice. You know what I'm saying? They weren't considered white. And they was actually helping blacks during the time of the slave revolt. But as soon as the government said, why y'all helping them for? Y'all are white like us? Now in the time of their miserable little Edomite lives, they felt like they were worth something. You know what I'm saying? We're being called white. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. That's a Negro. Also, a lot of Negroes dream to want to be called white. You know what I'm saying? But the poor whites actually got the fulfillment of that dream. And what did they do? They turned on us and started killing and slaughtering us so bad that, the slave revolts was damn near shut down overnight. You know what I'm saying? It was damn near shut down overnight. As soon as they told them that, they went down and got them niggas that they had in their basement that was hiding out and started cutting their damn throats and hanging them up on trees and all of that. That's why the scripture says, never trust thine enemy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 10.
Do you want to read it?
So I was just saying it.
I was going to say, because it is a good one to bring out.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I know in my heart, because I know just how serious that is. You know what I mean?
Okay.
said. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Oh, that's Ecclesiastes.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Right, right. You know, as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. You see iron, and you know one day that iron is gonna rust. Even though the iron look pretty now, you know the inevitable is gonna happen, right? You see what I'm saying? You know the inevitable is gonna happen. That iron is one day gonna rust, and you know one day the white man is gonna turn on you.
Right.
You do know that. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? Every nation is our enemy.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we're not supposed to make no, you know, everybody say, no, that's only talking about the seven families of the Canaanites. That's just talking about them. No, every nation has transgressed against us. You know what I'm saying? Every nation has transgressed against us. In this slavery right here is not a single innocent nation. You see what I'm saying? I mean, hell, even Japheth, of course, you know what I'm saying? You know, which also is Iran. You know what I'm saying? You know, has a, you know, they done partook in this also, even though they didn't do it in times in the past. But at the same time, they still offended, you know, less in comparison to the other counterparts, you know. But still, they're going to have to get an issue too. And it's still unlawful for us to marry any of them. You know what I'm saying? Even though, it, you know, it really wasn't so much so, you know, during the time of Esther. Because they hadn't done anything to us yet. You know what I'm saying? During the time of King Artaxerxes, and even King Artaxerxes is known in secular history for having certain qualities about him that no other heathen kings have, like his sense of compassion. He was known for having a strong sense of compassion. That's what he's known for, even in secular. And that's the reason why Edomite kings don't like him. You know what I'm saying? Because for one thing, the Edomites were still around during the time of the Medes and Persian Empire, because that's whose kingdom was coming next. You know what I'm saying? And that's why in 300, you know, they make the Persians out to be the evil ones. Don't they do that? You know what I'm saying? And they didn't like King Artaxerxes for one reason, because he put a hurting on, you know what I'm saying, on them Greeks. He put a bad hurting on them during the time of Mordecai. And he sided with us, which we don't have many allies. You know what I'm saying? We don't have many allies at all. And he allied, he was the top king on the earth and allied with us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How you know, how often does that happen? You know what I'm saying? When you read the whole Bible, you can count on one hand how many times that we had actually had an ally of another race. About 5 times? 5 times? Oh, so like, yeah, okay. I thought you wrote up 5 times, like exactly. I'm gonna say, damn, you know. Like, wow. You know, with the exact number, I was saying about, you know, because I don't know the exact number, you know what I'm saying? I was like, dang, that's some sharp shit right there. With that being said, you know, we have the ISBK coming out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Jenny Ahana. Pay your tithes, Support the men that are out here fighting for you in this truth. With that being said, I'm about to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Maccabi.
Shalom Israel. I imagine, which means to stand. All right, ISUK security announcements. We had ISUK started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Howard, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it after 6 months. If a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister, which is the camp leader. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Once again, the camp leader. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew. My Asherah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, gives to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whichever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, the 50th day, which is the last day of the Feast of First Fruits, June 12th. All right. Right now it's like May 3rd. Right. Yeah. So June 12th. So we do have a little bit of time. So get all that in order as far as food, preparations, travel, if you are from a different city, different state, so on and so forth. All right. Contact the camp leader, otherwise second in command. Contact me, Officer Maccabi, and we will go ahead and take care of all that. All right. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, they start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. All right. Otherwise, of course, I Majim, Wadam, which means to rise and face the east. All right. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shabkat. Yahweh. Malach Wafta. Taba'ah. Wadazak. Hayah. Aisha. Baratazak. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayim. Dalana. Lakom. Ko. Yawam. Wasalakina, Kawawakina, Hasalakina, Kawawakina, Wala'a, Lava'ayana, Banasaya one, Abo, Hawashayana, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wataparat, La'alam, Aman. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven, Give us this day, our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, for thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Bashim Yahushua. Barak Lanawa. Vayashala. Wahavayah. Sapari. Barak. Rapa'ah. Magun. Hagun. Say the name of loved ones once. Everyone repeats the name once. So for those that's on social media, if you want to pray for a loved one, type it into the chat. We will, go ahead and say it.
Captain Tazariak's mother-in-law.
Captain Tazariak's mother-in-law.
ISBK, Minnesota.
ISBK, Minnesota. Mary Ann LaForce.
Mary Ann LaForce.
ISUK, Minnesota.
ISBK, Minnesota.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Angels.
Angels.
Generals.
Generals.
Captains.
Captains.
Officers.
Officers.
Troopers.
Troopers.
Students.
Students.
Sisters.
Sisters.
Children.
Children.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Israelite School UPK.
Israelite School UPK.
So let me say. Okay, all right, let me say this about. Sister South Dakota.
Sister South Dakota.
Zion.
Zion.
Samuel.
Samuel.
Kodash Ayan.
Kodash Zion.
Ainawa.
Ainawa.
Tarak.
Tarak.
Kwanyala.
Kwanyala.
Miriam.
Miriam.
Sapar.
Sapar.
Mungabar.
Mungabar.
Maccabia.
Maccabia.
Maracapa.
Maracapa.
Tawala.
Tawala.
Yapa.
Yapa.
Azara.
Azara.
Shara.
Shara.
Taziyah.
Taziyah.
Shagaria.
Shagaria.
Abakar.
Abakar.
Cliff.
Cliff.
Sathar.
Sathar.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Davis family.
Davis family.
All of UPK.
All UPK.
UPK, Minnesota.
UPK, Minnesota.
Anybody else? Ebony.
Ebony.
DeAndre.
DeAndre.
Deshaun.
Deshaun.
Are we missing anybody?
Nobody I can think of.
Yakodash.
Yakodash.
Kabat Tabat.
Kabat Tabat.
Kabat Dabar.
Kabat Dabar.
Dakai.
Dakai.
Rakawana.
Rakawana.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Kamakwa.
Ketmakwa.
Dabar Math.
Barma.
Also too, somebody else we have to pray for as well. Anybody else? All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Oh, Salaki. Paul Rollins. Paul Rollins.
Carl Rollins. Polanco Jeffries.
Polanco Jeffries. The Rollins family.
Rollins family.
The Daniels family.
Daniels family.
The Slaughter family.
Slaughter family.
The Willis family.
Willis family.
The Peterson family.
Peterson family.
The Patterson family.
Patterson family.
All of Israel.
All of Israel. Xavier Hall.
Xavier Hall.
Darius Hall.
Darius Hall.
Dwayne Hurt.
Dwayne Hurt. The Puckett family.
Puckett family.
Bashimi Al-Shah.
Hashimi Al-Shah.
Tawada Aman.
Tawada Aman.
In English, Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
bless us in Israel.
bless us in Israel.
In the school.
In the school.
Bless Hill, shield, protect.
Bless Hill, shield, protect.
Loved ones.
Loved ones.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed is Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Say you was a curse.
Say you was a curse.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
Speak against us.
Like prophets.
Like prophets.
The teachers.
Teachers.
The princes.
Princes.
The priests.
Priests.
The Israelite brothers.
Israelite brothers.
In the school.
In the school.
Say he was a curse.
Say he was a curse.
Punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose the treasure.
Shake loose the treasure.
Of the rich of Israel.
The rich of Israel.
They refuse to give to the school.
Refuse to give to the school.
Force the riches to enter thy sanctuary.
Was the riches into thy sanctuary.
Say he was a curse.
Say he was a curse.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nation.
And the nation.
And the drug dealers.
And the drug
The
dealers.
court system.
Court system.
The prison system.
Prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Everlasting synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation.
Skinheads.
Skinheads.
Automatizers.
Automatizers.
Gay movement.
Gay movement.
The lesbian.
Lesbian movement.
Spies.
Spies.
Works of witchcraft.
Works of witchcraft.
That's space program.
And space program.
Army.
Army.
Navy.
Navy.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Marines.
Marine.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airways.
And airways.
Cable access channel.
Civil access
And
channel.
the radio channel.
Radio
To
channel.
break the spirit of any thy people.
Make the spirit of any of thy people.
That seek to stop us.
Seek to stop us.
And bring swift destruction.
Brings with destruction.
To all the heathen.
To all the heathen.
That stand in the way.
Stand in the way.
Or try to stop us.
Try to stop
Or
us.
broadcast your word.
Broadcasting the word.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the flames.
All the plague.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Through the earth and consume them.
Through the earth and consume.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murder.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murder.
Let Yahushua,
Let Yahushua,
Michael Gabriel,
Michael and Gabriel,
come down to flying
come
saucers.
down from flying saucers.
Punish all the heathen
All the heathen
that come against us.
come against us.
As you speak thy word.
As we speak thy word.
Cause we know by all.
Because we know by all.
That it is the angels that have done it.
Because the angels have done it.
Cause it spread through the media.
You spread to the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause it shake at thy coming.
God shake it thy coming.
Name Yahushua.
Name Yahushua.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
All right, sorry. Which means it's turn. All right. My name is Israel. My Shabbat. Maji. Rock. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, turn to the sister. Sar to the sister. Sister Salaki, which means Sar is turn. All right. My Israel. My Shabbat. Imagine. Rock. Yahweh Shema. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. My Shabbat. Classes in most of the All right. Hey, great class, huh?
After what?
Yeah, let me borrow.